This is a warning to wannabe gangsters. A lot of young people nowadays, they aspire to live the gangster life. A lot of people nowadays, they want to try to follow these rappers and these gangster artists and all these mainstream celebrities. Because to a lot of people nowadays, especially a lot of young people, it's cool to be ignorant. It's cool to be a so-called tough guy. It's cool to be a gang member. When you look at cities like Chicago and LA, New York, and all these different places, a lot of kids rather join a gang and get in trouble rather than to stay in school and stay off the streets. Even on these platforms nowadays, especially like TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, you got this new term called YNs. And for the most part, nothing really positive. It's mostly kids who are just standing outside. A lot of times they get in trouble. They wearing all these ski masks. They over causing chaos. And yet you got people online celebrating this stuff. You got people online glamorizing this type of lifestyle. But I'm going to tell you something. For all you want to be gangster, for all you YNs, I'm going to tell y'all, be careful of the life that you're living. Because you will reap what you sow in the end. You see, you got to understand is that, I did your video in the past before, but the streets don't love you. You see, you got to understand that when you're in that type of lifestyle, when you're doing criminal activity, it's going to always end in two ways for you. It's going to end in death, or are you going in prison? Like for years, people have talked about this, but a lot of people, especially young people, they don't learn until it's too late. You got a lot of people crashing out nowadays. You got people killing people nowadays, robbing people. And a lot of these people come from good households. They come from a two-parent households. They come from a suburban family. But because mainstream rap and hip-hop and all these different platforms are promoting this type of activity, you got people who feel like, oh, I gotta fit in. I gotta live that type of life. I gotta be that. I gotta be a YN. I gotta be a gangster in order for people to respect me. You got people hopping off the porch now to where they don't even know nothing about that lifestyle. They never had family members who are gang members. They barely know about who's a gang member, but yet they still choose to join. And for y'all gotta understand is that when you're in that life, you're gonna always run into somebody who's worse than you. A lot of people nowadays, they always think that they're the biggest and baddest person to walk this planet. They think that, oh, nobody could touch me. I got my Glock, I got my Glizzy, I got my AK-47, I got my AR-15. Ain't nobody running up on me. The last time I checked, you got two eyes, and both of your eyes are only in front. The moment you turn your head, you don't know what can happen to you. You're not God. You're not omnipresent. You can't see everything all at once. You cannot see what's happening behind you. So, will you think that the ops won't catch you lacking? Guess what? There's a lot of guys who have said that. A lot of gang members from LA, Chicago, New York, New Orleans, all these different places. Outside the US, the Caribbean, all these places. And guess what? They got caught lacking. So if it happened to them, what makes you think it won't happen to you? Like a lot of y'all be standing outside. Y'all be making yourselves a target. Y'all be making yourselves easy to get killed. A lot of y'all just be standing outside, standing right there in the block all day. You are at war with other people. You got beef for other people, other rival gangs that you standing outside all day, basically waiting to get killed. Basically waiting for a police to pull up and lock you all up. It's like, a lot of people don't understand nowadays that these lifestyles have consequences. You will pay the price. Because whether you like it or not, when you're in that lifestyle, you are serving the enemy's kingdom. When you're out there robbing people, shooting and killing other rival gang members, you are serving the enemy because that's what the enemy loves. He loves destruction. He loves chaos. He loves when you're in there fighting other people. He loves all of that. So you expect to have good results from it? You won't. It will always end bad for you. There's so many people sitting in prison behind all this stuff. So many people, thousands and millions of people around the world, lying in the grave behind all this stuff. A lot of this stuff, a lot of this drill rap and all this gangster rap, really, to be honest, there was a woman from the 90s, Dolores C. Tucker, and she said that gangster rap should have been banned, and to be honest, it really should have. Because you look at the outcome of it nowadays. You got people talk about they killing ops, they looking to slide on ops. And nowadays, like I've seen an interview before, to where when a guy went to a gang, and he said, if a rival gang came to them, and they were willing to squash the beef, would they? And a lot of them said no. So that just shows me that a lot of y'all don't want peace. A lot of y'all want chaos. And guess what? For a lot of y'all gangs a lot of y'all gang members, a lot of y'all are even studio gangsters. That's the old term they would say back then. A lot of y'all wannabes. A lot of y'all don't really know nothing about that lifestyle, but y'all choose to associate yourselves with it. And guess what? When you put yourself in that lifestyle, You're going to get the consequences that come with it. You're going to get the consequences that come with it. You know, a lot of people think that lifestyle is fun, throwing up all these gang signs. Oh, I'm a Blood, I'm a Crip, I'm a GD, I'm a BD, I'm a VL, I'm a Latin King, all these different types of gangs. You know, a lot of people think it's all fun because they seen the rappers do it. They seen the mainstream hip hop do it. They seen all these celebrities do it, talk about they in gangs and all that, and they coming from this lifestyle and that lifestyle. A lot of people think it's fun until you lying on the sidewalk bleeding from bullets. A lot of people think it's fun until you stand in front of the judge and the judge so they sentence you to 50 years to life in prison. A lot of people think it's fun to a judge sentence you to death penalty. Like, that stuff is not fun. For y'all who aspires to be part of that lifestyle, y'all gotta understand that you're gonna end up reaping what you sow all the time. You know, unless you get out of it early, it's gonna definitely come back to haunt you. Because what you gotta understand is that when you kill a op, when you kill a rival gang member, there will always be a family member or a friend or associate, somebody who is close to them, who's gonna be constantly looking for you. There's gonna always be somebody who's gonna be constantly looking to catch you. So when you think that, oh, I did it, I'm all good. Oh, look, I caught a body and all this. Guess what? You're going to always have somebody who's going to be looking for you, because taking somebody's life, that's not something that's just, that you think that that's not just something that's simple. That's not just something that you just sit down and say, oh yeah, I did that, it's whatever. No, when you're in that life, there's going to always be people looking for you. That's why so many gang members, they have PTSD and all this stuff, because they don't understand that when you do that type of stuff, when you out robbing people, when you out killing people, you're gonna have the ops looking for you, you're gonna have rival gang members looking for you, you're gonna have the police looking for you. So you're in a lifestyle that will never be fun. You're in a lifestyle where you always gotta look over your shoulder. You can't even have peace. You can't even go to an event. You can't even go out for dinner at a local Applebee's. Or you can't even go out for dinner at a Red Lobster and go out and have a good time with family and friends, because you gotta always be looking over your shoulder, because the ops could be there and they could catch you lacking while you're with your family and friends. Nowadays you got people to where not only are they getting hit, but they have innocent people getting hit. Not only are they getting hit, but some of them have caused their own family members to lose their lives. I've seen stories of gang members shooting houses up of rival gang members, and someone's mama, someone's dad ended up getting caught, someone's cousin ended up getting caught, someone's friend ended up getting killed due to what the person was involved in. So for y'all, a lot of y'all young people want to be involved in that stuff. A lot of y'all want to be gangsters. You'll understand. You're going to pay the price. You're going to pay the price massively. Because you took blood. You want to be in a ritual. Because gangs are really just rituals. They're really satanic cults. I did a video on this a few months ago. You want to be part of a cult. And guess what? You're going to get what comes with it. Because when you're part of the enemy's kingdom, you're going to always reap what you sow. You're going to always pay the price. Because the enemy's kingdom don't come with nothing good. You know, for all of y'all need to leave that YM stuff alone. Leave all that gangster stuff alone. You know, it's crazy. People over here talk about the president's over sending National Guards to DC, and he gonna send it more to Chicago and all these places. But you gotta understand is that whether people agree with it or not, the crime gotta stop. The crime gotta stop. A lot of y'all parents need to start monitoring your kids. I don't understand how some of these kids are 14, 15, 16, 17, yet they out by themselves at 10, 11, 12 o'clock at night. So I don't understand all that. So you have time to go on Instagram, you have time to go on Facebook, you have time to watch TV and watch an sports game, but you don't even know where your own son or daughter is at. You don't even know where your own cousin is at. You don't even know where your own family member is at. You will help me understand that. So you have time to do all of that, but you can't even find out where your own kid is at. Your kid is on the streets doing whatever they want, and yet you just sit there. And yet some of y'all complain, talk about, oh, the president is this, I don't understand this and all that. Listen, I'm not taking no sides, because I stand with God. I don't do no Democrat, no Republican, anything like that. But I'm just saying, though, all y'all parents need to structure your kids better. A lot of y'all need to remonitor them better. Kids are out there at 1 o'clock and more, even than what they up to. And yet, they underage, and yet you just sitting there like everything is all good. You just sitting there like, well, it's whatever. A lot of y'all parents, y'all play a part in some of this. Some of y'all parents know your kids are in gangs, and yet some of y'all will even say nothing about it. Some of y'all parents, you introduce your kids to being in gangs. Some of y'all used to be gang members yourself, and yet you allow your son or your daughter to get into it, and you don't even see no issue with it. It's sad. Like, what type of generation of parents are these? You know, of course, not all parents, but a lot of these parents, man, like, a lot of y'all were just not fit to be parents. A lot of y'all need more maturing to do. A lot of y'all just can't handle it. For all y'all wannabe gangsters, you gotta understand that you're gonna end up running into a real gangster one day. You might think it's fun because you with your friends who are gang members, you throwing up signs, you dropping signs and videos, you doing diss tracks. Until you run into the rival gang members one day, until you run into the police one day, then it's not fun no more. It's not fun no more when your house gets hit with bullets. It's not fun no more when the police raid your house and they bring you in front of a judge. And the judge talk about you gotta do a plea deal of 50 years to life, or if you don't, they giving you life without parole. That stuff not fun no more, is it? To be staying in a cell for the rest of your life, locked up with barely any privileges, treated like an animal, have to eat all this nasty food in jail, eat all this nasty food in prison. The guard gotta tell you what time you go to bed, what time you wake up. You a grown man and you gotta be subjected to a guard. You help me understand that. In prison, if you max lockdown, you gonna come out for 1 hour while you sitting in the cell for 23 hours a day. And yet you wanna be in a cell for the rest of your life at 19, 20, 21, 22. You got some young people to where they serving life in prison from 18 and 19 and 20. And guess what? Was it worth it? They couldn't even enjoy their adult life. Their whole adult life is not going to be in prison. And some of them not going to get out till they're in a box. Because some of them got life without parole. Some of them not going to get out till they get the death penalty. And then they get the lethal injection. All y'all want to be gangsters, y'all need to leave that stuff alone, man. Because that stuff going to hurt y'all in the end. That stuff is going to bite y'all back. Because y'all love life, y'all want to sign up for a life that's going to end up destroying your whole future. I've seen too many stories of people, young people really, to be honest, who were basketball players, football players. They had a great future ahead of them, but yet they chose to be involved with gangs. They chose to be involved in drug dealing. A lot of them end up getting killed, and a lot of them end up being sent to prison. Another person who had a bright future destroyed. And behind what? A gang that's going to forget about them and recruit a new person the next day after they're gone. Now, y'all now need to stop stressing yourselves out, man. A lot of y'all bring stress upon yourselves. It's like some of y'all don't want a peaceful life. You could easily have a peaceful life, man. Sit down, follow God, sit down, enjoy your life in peace, man. Go out for a nice walk, go out for a nice dinner, sit down, watch a nice movie. But some of y'all, instead of doing that, y'all rather get caught up in drama. It's like some of y'all love the attention, some of y'all love looking over your shoulder, some of y'all love putting your lives in danger. But guess what? It's not fun no more. When you get hit with bullets and you sit in the back of an ambulance. That stuff is not fun no more, is it? A lot of y'all need to stop, man. Stop playing with your life. Because you will stand in front of God in judgment. They have to give an account for living that type of life. You will. Because y'all have caused not only destruction upon rival gang members, but innocent people too. Because if y'all was out robbing and killing rival gang members and robbing innocent people, guess what? That's trauma you caused for another person's family members and friends. So you will reap what you sow, and you will have to answer to God for that in the end. All y'all gang members, you understand that you might be tough to other gang members. You might be tough amongst your friends, but when you stand in front of God, you ain't nothing. When you stand in front of God, you're going to be trembling. Because guess what? God don't fear tough guys, because he's the God of Israel. Tough guys, gang members, guys who have to kill ops and rob people, God going to cast them into the lake of fire. Because God not scared of y'all. God's the one with the power. He the one who created you. He the one who could stop you just in an instant. So don't think that you're going to get away in the end. Because the police might not have caught you, but God himself will end up catching you.